Best.
I didn't get no cup.
Tastes like
you
power,
got some of
Curtis.
those. I'm sure you got some of those old mugs, don't you?
Yeah. Is that the one with the big arm handle?
Yeah.
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 I
Yeah.
found some in my shop from the old days, and I figured that'd be a pretty cool gift for Uncle John. So
Oh,
Those
yeah.
are sweet.
Love it.
I thought I'd never get one. I was kind of running into the wall that was Terrell Wojciechowski, so he kept taking first. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to drop to like 198 pounds, and then I'm going to go to an event in Swift Current, and I'm going to dodge him, and I'm going to dodge you, Kane, and I'm going to give you one of them damn cups. I go to the tournament, damn near Ethiopian, drained to nothing. I go to this tournament, weigh in. Kane's not there. Terrell's not there. I cut for nothing, but I did win 6 classes that day. I entered 177 to 198 left and right, 199 to 231 left and right, and then there was a 232 plus left and right. So I took all 6, but it was like I did all this for nothing. I should have just. Damn it. Good day, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back to a brand new episode of Over the Top TV. We have special guests with us today. Joining us once again, we have Kayne Hemsing, Uncle John. You guys just got off a big super match. Awesome time out in Moose Jaw. Big event. Uncle John commentating the whole dang thing was amazing. Wake up call and what's all involved in that when you actually pay attention to what he's all saying. Holy moly. Good times, guys. Thanks for coming back to the show. We have Riley Miller, of course. He likes to tag along.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
yeah, thanks for having us. Yeah.
Absolutely. My pleasure. Well, while I got you guys here, let's start with your guys' super match. I kind of want to start there. People want to know, how did it feel? It started out kind of center table, really good action. How do you guys feel about that match? And did each of you meet each other's expectations and what you kind of thought you were running into?
Well, just because I'm in a restricted time frame, I'll go through kind of my thoughts on the match and then on the tournament and on the day and things moving forward, Curtis, and then I can kind of take off, and then Uncle John can tell you about his day and what he thought and his stuff, and I can watch it later. As far as the match went, I never underestimated John at all. I knew it was going to be a tough match for me. Center of the table, strong hand up top, back and forth. Didn't get the power up top I wanted to. I thought John was super strong. It was a fun match, had a lot of fun, learned a few things, know what I got to work on, and just was glad I took the opportunity to pull him, and I would do it again further down the road if the occasion rose again. I'd definitely be interested in having another one, because I think he's a good competitor for me to work on my game and get better and shoot back. And maybe next time I come back and make it a little bit more interesting and come, now that I pulled him and I know some things about him, then, it allowed me to pull. Definitely, it allows you to, go back, change a few things on your game and get better. As far as the day went quickly, we were very happy. Everybody's wondering, how did it go? We're going to be, this week, I'm hoping to get the final results printed out where everybody was, the top 3 in all the classes, youth, amateur, masters, open, everything. I've posted everything, pictures and everything we had from the event. I'll get the results out shortly, and then I'll update all the rankings so everybody knows the rankings moving forward into our next tournament, and allows them to see where our top 5 are and all our belt champions. So as far as the day of the event, Friday night, there were some pre-entries. Brandon hung out with Uncle John, went really well. Saturday, we set up Saturday morning. We got going with the youth. A lot of older kids in the youth. We didn't get a lot of younger kids. So we were able to have boys and girls left and right open class, about 4 to 6 competitors in each. Some super strong kids, as you guys were all there. It was very impressive. Once the kids were over, then we moved into the amateur, some very big classes in the amateur, and we added the masters, which we glad we did. The masters classes, same thing, 4 to 6 guys, and some really good older pullers that hadn't pulled a lot in years. Some guys that maybe pulled 20, 30 years ago came out in the area. So that was very interesting to see. And all the amateur classes were very entertaining, and everybody did very well. From there, we had a little break and we were able to move into the pro classes. The lightweights, we're in that 6 to 8 guys, the middleweights, stack class. Riley was in there, 13 guys in the middleweight class. That's, that's pretty high. Some very talented pullers in that class. That took up a lot of time. But there was some very fun, exciting, intense matches there. The heavyweights, which is usually our highest class, I noticed, 6 or 7 of those guys that were in the amateur, could have pulled in the pro, but, they're still learning. So they went in the amateur instead. It kind of did diminish the numbers in the heavyweight, but we have some guys out from injury, in the province and stuff, but still, it was still some good classes in the heavyweights. From there, we moved into our super matches. The girls match, Monica, very strong. Melanie, good first match. The Leach boys came and, put on a show. They're very talented. I think Kayden, knew that they would be tough, and they were. It was very exciting, both matches. Kayden knows what to go back and work on. He's only continued to get bigger and stronger. The Leach boys know he's an up-and-comer too. They didn't underestimate him. As you could tell on the table, they came prepared. Moving into Brandon's match, didn't disappoint at all. Everybody knew that him and Harley had pulled before. I knew it'd go 5 matches. It did. Brandon on top, just insane. That would probably be, even though I pulled, that would probably be my match of the day. You couldn't hear anybody in the room. It was so loud. Like, that's what we want in a co-main event, is exactly what it was. And then, we talked about Uncle John, us moving into our match. It's fun, exciting. It was a good way to end a beautiful, how I always say it is an injury-free day. Anytime as a tournament director and a many-year puller where you can have a tournament with that many matches, with that many variation in arm wrestling techniques, ages, men and women, and not have any injuries, that's the number one for me. So at the end of the day, it's, raise your glass. You had a successful tournament, no injuries. Everybody had fun. Everybody got some good video. Everybody learned a lot. Everybody, allows everybody to go back to the table and get bigger, stronger, faster, work on some technique. And, in arm wrestling, you can never be too good. There's always somebody better in the world, or somebody better across the table, and allows you to kind of match yourself with some guys that you maybe didn't pull before. There was lots of very up and comers there, as everybody's seen at the tournament. There was a lot of new pullers. I was very excited. I think the biggest thing for me as a promoter is the amount of new pullers that were there. There was a lot of names I'd never seen before, never heard of, that came from BC, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba. They showed up, they competed, they came a long ways, and they wanted to see where they did. And some did well, some didn't. So, it's very exciting when you see a lot of new faces come to our tournaments, and that means that they're going to be going to circuit tournaments in their province and hitting other leagues and only getting better. The second biggest thing for me at the end of the day is that, yes, everybody had fun. The venue's good. They're happy. The sponsors are happy. You know what I mean? We wouldn't be able to put on tournaments and events like this without the sponsors. So when they are happy, and the brew house did an incredible job. It's a big venue. They moved a lot of food. They moved a lot of drinks. It was very organized. The flow of the tournament went very well. But part of that, we got to say thanks off to our referees, Terry Palachuk and Clayton Turcott, did an incredible job on the table by themselves. I was able to step in and do all the draw sheets. And I think what a couple people have already called and asked, how did it go so well with one table? And I said to everybody, what I did is I told everybody at the start, we're going to call who's at the table, who's on deck, and who's in the hole. So it allows everybody to, who's on deck, I want them to come up and sit in these 2 chairs and be ready to go. And who's on deck, I want you guys warming up and be ready, so that when the people on deck move up, you move into those seats. And that'll allow us to run a really, smooth flowing tournament. A lot of times, you guys know, in tournaments in the past, guys don't hear their names and they're yelling for them, get to the table. And all you need is that to happen a couple times and you'll be behind schedule by half hour. So setting up that format, anybody, in your circuit tournaments across Canada, it just worked really good for us. Having that at the table, on deck, and in the hole, have a place for them to be close to the table to sit or stand, and then the other people to be preparing themselves, stretching, getting to the table through the crowd, whatever it to be, and that'll allow you to run, a smoother tournament quickly. It worked great for us. So I think on that part, you guys might touch base on it, or my Uncle John might. And then I guess another big thing, the third important thing, and I said it in my notes in my post, is at the end of the day, why do we have these tournaments? Is to provide a high level arm wrestling, tournament where people that can compete, that are kids, amateurs, and pros, can compete against themselves in Western Canada. Yes, we rank them. You have a chance to go for a belt, but at the end of the day, we're happy to say we're going to be making $1,000 donation to the Jim Pattison Hospital Foundation, which pushes us now to after 8 events, will push us to $6,800 raised in the last 4 years at 8 events. So when you can give back that kind of money with the help of all our volunteers, Brandon's dad, Jim, was selling tickets. Brandon was working the event and having celebrities like Uncle John come. It allowed us to have an awesome tournament, cover all our expenses, cover all the awards, cover all our costs. And at the end of the day, we walk out that we can, take the profit of the tournament of $1,000 and donate it back to our foundation that we support. We have since day one, before the league was created. We said, what are we going to support? So we're very excited at that. And we'll be making that presentation here soon and posting some pics and videos of that in the next week or two. So that's third thing on my list. And the fourth thing, why did it run so good? Why was it so exciting? If you don't have a good guy on the mic, somebody running the tournament, keeping everybody involved, if everybody knows out there, why do people like Arm Gods have such successful events? Because they have guys like Neil Pickup and Uncle John at their events. You know what I mean? So as soon as we, knew that we could get Uncle John, we jumped on the opportunity. Brandon and I are very happy we did. We're very thankful and honored that Uncle John came. And he'll talk more about it, but I think he had a good time. He got to see a little bit about Moose Jaw. He learned a little bit more about NatFit. And, we'd be happy again down the road in our next event, possibly to get him back again. So what's new, what's up and coming for Fit to Fight? Well, we're going to look possibly at a spring tournament, maybe before nationals, if it's possible, but there's a lot of other leagues, a lot of associations, a lot of provincials going on for athletes to prepare themselves for nationals in Cape Breton this year. So we'll play it by ear. If we can work it, we will. If not, then there definitely will be Fit to Fight number 9 this year. It'll be in the fall, and we'll pick a location. It'll probably be in Saskatoon this time, as we usually go back and forth. And we'll keep people notified on where we are, if it's going to be before nationals, or if it's going to be more in the fall. So that's kind of where we're at with Fit to Fight. I just want to thank everybody for coming. I want to thank everybody for, volunteering, for refs, for Uncle John, and just very happy that, and Brandon, speaking on behalf of Brandon, we're very happy that the event was a success. We've talked to all our sponsors, everybody involved, and everybody had fun. There's some great footage out there. If you haven't seen it yet, watch it. From you guys did a lot of taping. Billy Berg did a lot of taping. I want to thank all my NatFit staff for being involved and for helping us with the product over the weekend. And last like least, I want to thank Over the Top TV for doing these interviews and helping share, the Fit to Fight Armed Sports League, what we're trying to achieve and what we're doing and what, we're all about. And last but not least, another thank you to Uncle John for coming. I got to run. So you guys have a good chat. Everybody take care out there. Train hard, be safe, and good luck at your next tournament down the road. And I'm sure we'll talk to you all the guys soon. So
Perfect. Thanks a lot, Kane.
Thanks,
Really
Kane.
appreciate your time, man. Thank you.
All righty. Peace out.
Everybody.